Alright. Hi everyone, and welcome to Collision or Hit, the first collision or hit of 2024 YL. I, Tony Schiavone, Michael Cole, and Elijah Burke here. And today on Collision or Hit, we're going to see Batman, or whatever the English word for that would be. What, Winged Mouth, Wildermouth Man? Bruce Wayne, whatever you want to call him, fighting Bobby Lashley here today on Collision or Hit, Tony Schiavone says. That's right, Tony. We're going to see a Warner Bros. Discovery DC cell, Batman, Bruce Wayne, have a match with Bobby Lashley here today on Collision or Hit. And we haven't seen him in some time. So him choosing to wrestle here today, or fight here today, is a big deal. Well, first off, Tony and Michael, you see a lot of folks like to say that Batman or Wildermouse Man, they like to say that he's an over good doer. But when you think of it, he's only a good doer because he doesn't have any outstanding might like all the other over good doers do. He entrusts more on his tools, more on his wisdom, to bring down, like the outlaws or the other followers of the 4-1 bonds of evil that he fights with his fellow followers of the 4-1 bonds of good in his world. Elijah Burke says, but I don't think he's going to be ready for the almighty Bobby Lashley. It's been some time since I've been here, and the first thing I want to say is that, this is a smaller offshoot of me. There's a bigger one, as you can see it in that film. But we want to take all those dolls down, only to get me, and then put me back on all those dolls back when we were done filming. So, I just want to say, who's the evildoer? Who's the evildoer, the outlaw, the follower of the 4-1 bonds of evil I have to deal with? That would be me, Bobby Lashley says. And first off, I'm going to go out and say that Batman, Bruce Wayne, whatever you want to call yourself, I do have a lot of onlook for you for what you do. I read all your funny books. I saw all your drawing shows, all your live shows, all your films. But here's one little thing that I don't understand is, why does everyone call you a over good doer? You don't have any outstanding might like all the other over good doers of either the DC world or the Marvel world or the Dark Horse world or the Dynamite world or whatever other worlds there are out there. Well, I guess they call me an over good doer because I happen to clothe myself like a bat or a wildermouse or whatever you want to call it. And I can also beat you, Bobby Lashley. And I have beaten and brought a lot of followers of the 4-1 bonds of evil to right. Is that right, huh? Bobby Lashley says. Well, I'm daring you to the master. I'm daring you to the overlock dare. Because there's no way you're going to get out of my overlock. Alright. I'll take you up on that dare. Ding. Well, looks like we're going to have a match, Tony Schiavone said. Looks like we're going to have Batman or Bruce Wayne or whatever you want to call him, taking on the almighty Bobby Lashley, who, as we know, should not really be called the almighty, Tony Schiavone says. Well, that's right, Michael Cole said. The true almighty is God Almighty, And Bobby Lashley giving himself that nickname, well, it wasn't him who gave himself the nickname. It was Montel Vatavius Porter when he was Bobby Lashley's overseer. And Bobby Lashley right now is just taking down Batman or Wildermouse Man or whatever you want to call him, Tony Schiavone. What you want to call him, Michael Cole said, since the word bat is most likely a Frenchish borrowed word. You know, I guess you could say winged mouse, Elijah Burke says, but he's getting beat up, so I don't really care, you know, what kind of winged mouse or flying, you know, winged mouse or wilder mouse he is. Mostly I like the flying foxes because they look all big and everything. You know. Oh! Elijah Burke says. You ever seen those ones called the flying foxes? Elijah Burke said, well, no, yeah, you wouldn't because they live in very rare steads. And you can't have them as strokes. Because there are many Gaver, Reich, Share, and Near laws, or very kingly Reich and Share and Near laws that say you can't have them as strokes. So Bobby Lashley beating up him is truly cool, Elijah Burke says. Well, Tony Schiavone said, don't get me wrong, Batman or Wildermouse Man or Bruce Wayne has been a lot of binds over his long calling as a over good doer, follower to 4-1 Bonds of Good, follower of the Right team, Vinland team of the 4-1 Bonds of Good, being a well-known Warner Brothers Discovery DC South, Tony Schiavone says. And right now, Wildermouse Man or Batman or Bruce Wayne got the upper hand on Bobby Lashley, Tony Schiavone says. Well, body slam. Yeah, and the Fight Lord fell down, Tony Schiavone said. Fell down, Michael Cole says. Not a shock there, I guess. Well, here it comes. And he's going to bring the end to them. Here it comes. He's going to bring the end. Burial stone drop on Bobby Lashley. Will that be enough? Michael Cole says. If the Fight Lord can track to 1, 2, 3 fast, Tony Schiavone says 1, 2, 3. Ding ding ding. Did I just see Batman or Bruce Wayne or, you know, beat Bobby Lashley? Elijah Burke said. Did that happen? Or is this some kind of dream or nightmare or daydream? No, it truly happened, Tony Schiavone said. No dream, no nightmare, no daydream, you know. It truly happened. Yes, it did, Michael Cole says. Batman Bruce Wayne, he truly beat Bobby Lashley here today on Collision or Hit. And right now, Batman is showing off that, oh, he made a mistake. Tony Schiavone said he should have gotten out of the ring, and now the Fight Lord is seeking to break up this fight between Bobby Lashley and Batman. He got him off. He finally got the overling lock off of him. But who knows how long Bobby Lashley had it on. You know. Well, anyway, Tony Schiavone says Bobby Lashley being a bad loser, not knowing how to handle how he lost the match, how he lost the fight, Tony Schiavone says, and then put the overling lock on Batman or Bruce Wayne or whatever you want to call him. Yeah, Tony Schiavone says. I mean, at the end of the day, you're right, Tony. Bobby Lashley not knowing how to deal with losing a match or losing a fight. You would thought that all of his years and both in high learn, loved beginning wrestling and the 4-1 Rights Landmite wrestling and what he did in OVW and WWE and TNAW and BF and TNAW, IW and WWE, you think he would have learned how to deal with winning and losing. But I guess he did not, Michael Cole says. I can tell you one thing, Tony Schiavone and Michael Cole. You know, unlike all those other followers of the 4-1 Bonds of Evil that Batman or Bruce Wayne or Wildermouth Man deals with every day, Bobby Lashley isn't like any of them. Because he didn't need to have any overmight. He didn't need to have any weapon. The only weapon he needed was his own body. Well, alright. Tony Schiavone said, I guess you're right about that. Alright, take it away, Mike Lane. Thank you, Tony Schiavone and Michael Cole. I'm going to be talking with Bobby Lashley here today on Collision or Hit. Bobby Lashley, why did you put Batman or Bruce Wayne in an overling lock after he beat you? Because I can't stand losing. I can't stand losing matches or fights. I can't stand it. So he beat me, big deal. But he couldn't get out of overling lock. You know. And everyone likes to onlook Batman or Wildermouth Man or Bruce Wayne or whatever. You know, all the same man. You know. And unlike all those other followers of the 4-1 Bonds of Evil he deals with in his, you know, in his funny books and his drawing shows and his films and his farcier shows and his plays and whatever the fuck, his film games. I'm not like any of them. You know, I just put a Warner Brothers Discovery DC self in the overling lock and he couldn't get out of it. So that's one for the almighty Bobby Lashley. So, other words, you now have a bind with Batman or Bruce Wayne. I got a bind with both of them. Both Batman and Bruce Wayne. Hey, they're one and the same. You know, they're not really much of an likeness, except one is a business owner and the other one is a over good doer. But the truth is only a good doer follower of the 4-1 Bonds of Good that happens to belong to the, you know, the right team of Vinland arm of the 4-1 Bonds of Good. But who really cares? Because I would beat Batman, I'd beat Bruce Wayne. Hell, neither of them get out of my overling lock. Well, that's my talk with Bobby Lashley. Back to you, Tony Schiavone and Michael Cole. Thank you, Mike Lane, for talking with Bobby Lashley here today on Collision or Hit. And that's all the time we got here for Collision or Hit. I, Tony Schiavone, Michael Cole, and Elijah Burke. We hope you like Collision or Hit. And we'll see you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw, or Alone Day Night Raw.